दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा सिंधु पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाद कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Receive your blessings and be qualified to sit here. Yes. We'll be discussing on devotee association today. We will be covering this. We will be covering the sloka with 3 points. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 सतां प्रसंगान् मम वीर्य संविदो भवन्ति हृतकर्णरसायना कथा तज्जोषनादास्पवर्गवर्त्मनि श्रद्धारतिर्भक्तिरनुक्रमश्यति। Translation. In the association of pure devotees, discussion of pastimes and is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation, and thereafter he is freed and his attraction becomes fixed. Then real devotion and devotional service begins. Person who are Krishna conscious and who engage in devotional service. Without the association of devotees, one cannot understand the activities of the Lord, because Lord says in Bhagavad Gita that only devotees can know Him tatvata. Bhaktya mama vijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvata tato mam tatvato gyatva vishate tadanantaram. So, and then Prabhupada mentioned the importance of devotion of association. Association is actually transfer of desires. So, if any devotee, if he has desire to hear, desire to serve, and if we associate with him, we will also get that desire. And reverse is also true. If somebody is into material attachment, then if we associate with him, then we will also entangle into material. And for success in any field, like-minded association is extremely important. So we have seen like multiple clubs are there, cricket club, football club, and then investors club. Multiple things are there. So likewise, to progress in devotional service, we should have association of the devotees. We are known by like with whom we are associated with, and we become what we associate with. So we have to choose our association carefully. Like so this example of a spark can be given. Like when a spark is separate from the fire, if it falls on water, it immediately extinguishes, and if it falls on a stone, then it takes some time to extinguish. And if it falls on some dry grass, it immediately catches fire. So that a spark of so we also have to take care of the spark of devotion which is there within us, right? Nitya Siddhi Krishna Prem Sadhika Gunaya Shivanadi Suddha Chitte Karaya Uday. So if we associate with devotees, we can create a fire out of that spark. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita, while discussing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings to Lord Sanatana, he mentioned that Asat Sanga Tyaga Ei Vaishnava Achar Stri Sangi Eka Sadhu Akarshana Bhakta Ar. So a devotee should, because they are attached to the uh, devotee should give association of the non-devotees because they are attached to materialistic activities, especially women. So we should not associate with those kind of associate with devotees only and not with the karmis, jnanis and yogis. So example can be given like milk we put sugar actually, we don't put the sweet matter. So we have to have the association of devotees, like pure association we should have. And importance of devotee association. So like we have this Avaya Charanara Vindare Durlava Manava Janama Sat Sange Tarahi Vaibhav Sindhure. So this human life is very rare, and then out of many human, only few choose that path to liberation, and out of those also not many choose the right path. So we can say that it is very difficult actually. And then getting association in that right path is so we can say very difficult. It is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also. Like, Bhaunam Janmanam Ante Jnanvan Mam Prapadyate Vasudevam Sarvam Iti Samatma Sudurlabha. So we have to, and then because of this association actually it can we can cross over from this material Sindhu. And in teachings, in Lord Chaitanya to Sanatana Swami mentioned that 64 limbs of bhakti. Out of that, 5 most important limbs are Sadhu Sangha Name Kirtan Bhagavata Sravana Mathravasa Sri Murti Asridhara Sevan. So 5 aspects, 5 limbs are most important. And out of these 5 also we can say this Sadhu Sangha is foremost important because the other 4 they become more glorious by sadhu sangha, like we can say Nam Kirtan, Sankirtan. So and then Bhagavad Shravan also we can we can regulate our reading habits by the association of devotees only. We can understand it better. And in by reading Bhagavatam alone also we are associating with Prabhupada because purport of Prabhupada is nothing but Prabhupada himself. In the same teachings of Sanatana Goswami from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu mentioned that by love matra sadhu sangha one can attain the highest perfection. Love means this 1/11th of a second. And we have this one story from I think one class I had, Narad and Paparaj. Maybe if time permits we can take that story later. So how that Paparaj went to Yamlok, and then it just Naraji asked him to Naraji actually asked him that when you meet Yamraj, you ask what is the importance of association of a devotee for a moment. So and Bhagavatam also meant Tolyam Lavi Lavena Pina Swargam Na Punarbhavam Bhagavad Sangi Sangasha. This the pleasure of Swarga and upward. So if we compare them with the devotee association, they are nothing. And what to speak of the material attachments. And we see this Prabhupada is like real life example. When it comes to devotee association, he made hippies happy, and then how he preached one past time of Prabhupada is one year of Stes Mataji, where she gets the remnants of Prabhupada for once only, and then she became pure devotee. And Krishna said, in Bhagavatam also, Krishna said, Lord Krishna said to Uddhava, by associating with my pure devotees, one can destroy. So that is like even Lord, when we associate with the devotees and then get the, because devotion, this pure devotion, even Lord can be controlled. And Prabhuji mentioned in his class that Krishna never gives bhakti directly; it comes through the bhakta. That's just Siddhanta. You should. So other importance, like we get protection from Maya. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was explaining the creeper of devotion. So Mahaprabhu mentioned that we should have fencing around that. So devotees association is the fencing for our creeper of devotion. And it results in purification of false ego. When we associate with the devotees who are advanced, our faith increases, reduced, and it helps in development of input qualities like the same. We can take example of iron. So when iron it associated with magnet, it becomes magnet. But if it is just lying down with air and water, then it is rusted. If one lives in association of devotees, then there is little chance of associating with non-devotees. The more time we spend with devotees association, we will have less chance to. So we'll get the higher taste, and so we will forget the lower taste. By serving the devotees, we can get mercy of the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave mercy to Kalidas, which was not accessible to other devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has forbidden to take other devotees. To take devotees to take his Charnamrit. But when Kalidas took it, he did not object. So, and then Mahaprabhu later glorified Kalidas that he is actually taking remnants of all the devotees, even including the lower caste devotees also. And even animal can attain perfection by devotee association. So this example of Shivanand, the one dog actually he joined the party of Shivanand Sen, which was actually traveling from West Bengal to Jagannath Puri, and then how you can see that how the dog actually got the perfection in this animal life only. How should we associate? So our only motive to associate with the devotee should be glorify the Lord and to serve the Lord and his devotees. It is Tadyanam, Vishnu Aradhana, like the worship of Vishnu is best, but the better than that is Tadyanam, is devotees worship. And we have nectar of instructions also. It is mentioned how we should associate. Dalati pratigranati goyam akyati prachati ukte bodhite chava shadvid priti lakshanam. So six points are mentioned, which are actually used in the material life also. So the same is applied in devotional service, like offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, Akshati and Prachati, inquiring confidentially, and then feeding devotees and then having prasadam with them. So we should associate like Vivishna. He was surrounded by demons, but his consciousness was pure. He was able to remember Lord Ram always. But at the same time, we should not be like a mantra who was actually surrounded by devotees. Even Lord also was there, but still her consciousness, she was envious to the Lord. And we have to take association from the advanced devotees and give association to the new devotees. And while we are doing that, I think we should be very compassionate, and then we should not be fault finding actually. Prabhupada brought many devotees, new devotees. They were enthusiastic, but they did not know how to do the things properly. Prabhupada corrected them with a compassion, and then they were able to progress in the devotions. So same way we should. And then no quarreling with devotees. So when Kali fails to impact devotees with these intoxication, meat eating, gambling, and then illicit sex, that is the last weapon for Kali, that it tries to create an environment where we feel that okay, we have every reason to quarrel and fight with devotees, but I think we should avoid that, and we must not act on these impulses. What we should avoid in devotee association? So we should always remember that the only reason we are associating is to glorify the Lord and to serve the Lord and serve the devotees. So any other than these things, I think it should be avoided. In teachings, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while teaching to Rupa Goswami about that creeper of devotion, he was saying that यदि वैष्णव अपराध उठे हाथी माता उपाड़े व छिंदे तारा सुखी जाए पाता. So devotion, that devotee offense to the devotees is compared like a mad elephant. It enters into the garden, it uproots the creeper of devotion, and then it breaks it, and all the leaves are actually dried up. Skand Puran lists 6 kind of Vaishnava Aparadh, or improper dealings with Krishna's devotees. So, to kill a devotee, to blaspheme a devotee, envy a devotee, and to get angry at a devotee, to fail to offer respect to a devotee, to not feel joy upon seeing a devotee. So the sixth one is something, I mean, at least I was not even thinking that this is an offense, that if some devotee comes, if I don't smile at him, that is association required even for the advanced devotees. So Chaitan Charitamrita, in the discussion with Ramananda Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna Bhakti Janma Mula Haya Sadhu Sangha, Krishna Prema Janme Te Ho Puna Mukhyanga. The root cause of devotional service is devotional service to Lord Krishna is association with advanced devotees. Even when once the devourment love for Krishna awakens, association with devotees is still most essential. Even great acharyas have longed and cried for getting association of devotees all the time. Tandere charan sevi bhakti sane vas janam janam hoy evi eya vilash. So Narottam Das Thakur says that to be a servant of their lotus feet and to reside in the company of devotees, this is my aspiration for Thakur. Even Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in one of his bhajan, he said, "O Vaishnava Thakur, tumhare kukur, bolia janare more." Please accept me as your dog, because he felt that being born as a devotee of dog of a devotee, he can keep taking prasadam, he can serve devotees, and then he can attain the supreme abode. So we should keep actually. We can take example of Bharat Maharaj, how he was an exalted personality, but he went into forest to practice devotional service, but somehow he got attracted to a deer. So we should be careful that, I mean, so sometimes when the flock of sheep are there, if one sheep goes out of that flock, then it is that lion immediately captures it. So Maya will capture it actually. We will not even know. Prabhupada mentioned here that Prabhupada is not at all keen on his devotees going away to a secluded place by themselves to become Krishna hermits. He knows we are not so advanced and we should just eat and sleep instead of chanting Hare Krishna 24 hours a day. And when it becomes strong, then it gives the protection to other. Same way, advanced devotees should go and preach, and ISKCON is a preaching movement, so yeah. So we have few examples of good association. So Prahlad Maharaj's mother Kayalu, she got the association of Naraji during when she was pregnant, and then because of that association, Prahlad Maharaj became a great devotee. Same way, Dhruva. So when he was actually insulted by his father, he wanted to get the kingdom bigger than his father. His mother said that you please go to you go to God. Idea where he just went, and then Naraji met him. He asked him to recite mantra Om Namo Bhagavate. He did it seriously, and then within 6 months he achieved. He was able to see the Lord. And we see that how Parikshit Maharaj got association of Sukhdev Goswami, and then we have the Bhagavatam in front of us as a result. Few more examples. Haridas Thakur and the prostitute. So she was sent by someone, Ramchandra Khan, to kind of defame Haridas Thakur, but by association of Haridas Thakur, she became a pure devotee. She left everything, and she left everything and she became a great devotee. And we have example of in our scriptures, we have example of Mragari and Valmiki, like how they got the association of Narad Muni, and then they transformed their lives actually. Um, uh, their life got transformed like from one extreme to other extreme. And Bilvangan Thakur, so he considered Chintamani as his guru. So like Chintamani wrote that if you have the same attraction, the attraction you have for me, if you have the same attraction for Lord, then you will be able to see the Lord. And then with that instruction, he actually, I mean, Lord Krishna used to be with him when he used to sing the bhajans. And we have Srila Prabhupada, how we can see how he is. We are all sitting having association. We created a movement which is spreading, becoming bigger and taking the fallen souls of world into like, and they are getting advantage of it and becoming great devotees. We have few examples of bad association as well, right? This Bharat Maharaj, how he got association of a deer. So his attachment actually, kind of, he became attached to the deer, and then at final moment he was actually he was thinking about the deer, how will take care of the deer after me. So I mean, it's a learning for us. And then another example is like Mantra and Kekai. So Kekai was a queen, like she was very intelligent. She was like the entire episode of this Lord went to Anvas and that happened. And then we have this example of Ajamil, how he was a great Brahmana, performing all the rituals very sincerely, but somehow he got, association. He saw like this prostitute, and so like how his life got spoiled with that such one moment of bad association. And so thanks to Srila Prabhupada that he lives forever by his divine instruction and follow up. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving us this. So we have some time, so I will just discuss the story of the paparas. And so what happened, like once one very sinful person was there. He was so sinful that his name became paparas. So he actually, then Lord Narad, as usually he was compassionate, so he came to him that he said, you give up all these bad things. He was not even interested. Even we can see example of Valmiki, this Ratnakar and Maragari, they actually respected Narad Muni, but this guy was not even entertaining him. So but when Narad Muni he said, you go away, I don't want to listen to him. Narad Muni, while going, he said that when you go to Yamlok, you just ask Yamaraj what is the value of a moment of devotee association. So he said, okay, I don't care about it. Then he went and to Chitragupta, and then Chitragupta saw, and he said, okay, he has not done anything good actually, all bad karma. So he was worried that how he is going to bear that punishment, what is actually coming upon him. But somehow he remembered that thing. He said, I want to ask a question, that what is the value of association? What is the value of moments association with pure devotees of the Lord? He said, I don't know. I have to ask Yamaraj. So Yamaraj said, I always this bad souls. This sinful souls comes to me. I don't even know. So we have to ask Brahmaji. Brahmaji, they went to Brahmaji, and Brahmaji greeted them, and then they asked, I am the creator. I have 4 heads, but still I am not able to calculate the glories of the one moment's devotee association. So then Lord Shiva also greeted them and asked, uh, what is the purpose of your visit here? So they asked that this gentleman has one question. So he said, okay, then what is the, then he asked the same question. Then so he said, okay, I always keep chanting the holy name, but I don't know that, I cannot calculate that, I know it is very important, but I cannot calculate the importance of devotee association. Only Lord Vishnu can tell. Then they went to Vaikuntha Lok. Then they asked the same question. Lord Vishnu said that you all can see that this sinful person, by just movement of a devotee association with Naradji, it is actually accompanied by these great personalities. You are actually taking into Vaikuntha. With that, I end my.
Okay, questions?
Thank you for the nice talk. So in one of the slides you have given sir this example of milk that sugar should be added, not sweet milk, like that association should be pure. So I couldn't understand.
Prabhuji, I heard this in one of the lectures. So, but like generally in milk we put sugar, we don't put sweet milk. So we have to associate with the pure devotees of the Lord. We should not associate with jnanis and who are also in the path of this liberation. So that was the intent of that example.
How to associate with the devotees. So you mentioned that we have to take the association of the senior advanced devotees and give the association to new devotees. And then in that you mentioned that the dealings with the new devotees should be compassionate. So in that I had this question that, and I like to give the example of Srila Prabhupada also, that he was very, very compassionate even though so many mistakes were done by the devotees who just came in Krishna consciousness, but he was very compassionate. So, but in our case, when many times it happens that whenever the devotee just comes into Krishna consciousness and then we are dealing, so many times the mistakes are repeated again and again, and fault finding mentality comes into picture. So sometimes we may try to be compassionate, but it happens that over a period of time, fault finding comes in.
By associating with the devotees who don't have the tendency for time, it is one thing. And then we have to reach to that level. So continuously, if we learn from the past, then we can improve the things in the future. That's what I understand. Maybe other devotees can add to. Prabhupada was pure, and he was compassionate. He was actually a pure devotee. So if we bring that, if we have that pureness, then automatically that compassionate nature will come.
Okay, feedback? Those who have not yet given, please.
Nice, structured, nice flow throughout the presentation. Some of the points which I liked very much was when an animal can attain perfection in association, and you mentioned like-minded association is needed for success. Association means transfer of desire. Very, very resonating points, I felt, at least for me. Very happy to see this wonderful presentation, and I hope I will remember just a little bit of it.
Yeah, I also can calculate having this sincere.
So, one question I have. Question I asked you. So, you had a very nice content with you. Even your presentation was nice and properly made. I felt you were a little bit shy. You could have interacted with us a little more. And I used to get this feedback when I would be in school, that when I would talk, I would eat away the last few words of the sentence. And I would assume that everybody is able to understand. So I would do that because I was not sure of what I have to say. But in your case, you already had everything. So maybe a little more clarity, a little more a communication in which you more clearly speak out and make sure it is communicated very nicely. Eye contact, body language. Everybody knows what it is. In South India, it makes more impact, especially for South Indians, when we are preaching to them, when we quote shlokas from memory. They take only those preachers seriously who can quote shlokas from memory. So, even when I'm trying to do some seva in a village area, so even there also, I felt that the villages look up to someone where they can quote some shlokas from memory. So, I feel to properly present the devotional scholarship of Srila Prabhupada as a ISKCON devotee, it will be very nice if we can quote some shlokas from memory. It adds a lot of value, it helps us also. But apart from that, I really liked the topic was nice and your presentation was nice. Can I ask you a question? What is the reference to this Narad Muni and Paparaj story?
So I just heard it in one. I don't. And I was also like hesitant to keep it, but because it is describing the glories of organism, I heard it in one lecture.
So, because I told the same thing in one lecture. Somebody asked me this question. I apologize until now I have not got the answer. So, so the story is very entertaining. Sometimes there can be many entertaining stories, but we don't know whether it is completely in line with the mood of our parampara or with the mood of the Siddhanta. So maybe out of my experience, I would try to not say those things for which I don't have proper reference. So, it felt very nice to hear that story. And I think your presentation has given me a lot of hope, especially that line that even an animal can attain perfection. So I like the way you are internalizing the bhajans, you sing it, you speak it with a lot of conviction. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Anybody wants to do it?
Hare Krishna. So, Pankro, thank you for a well-prepared, systematic presentation. So it was, as Archulajal Sadhguru has already mentioned, it was very systematic, and so you had all these subheadings: what is association, with whom to associate, how to associate, all those. So, systematic and a lot of good examples for good association, bad association. So, and so essentially the topic had a lot of points for personal application. Many points, how to associate the Rati Pratigyanati and all that. Vaishnava Prat, avoiding Vaishnava Prat, so all those points for personal application were there. You did have some points for Srila Prabhupada's mode and mission and how Srila Prabhupada transformed so many people. You have the example of Russia and the air hostess, and of course something for preaching application also. You did say something about how even the people outside, they also know the importance of association, and so they form different clubs and so on. So he did cover a good number of important points, and of course, when we talk of association, I think the one pastime which everyone emphasizes on is the pastime of Narad Muni himself, as the son of a maidservant, how he became Narad. So that's a very instructive pastime for a sadhaka, because Narad Muni played the role of a sadhaka and how he became purified. So, yeah, that's a good pastime for association. And the first verse that you quoted, that was very appropriate, Sadam Prasangan Mamvedi Samvido. Maybe a little bit more elaboration on that could have been there as to what happens in the association. Bhavanti Ritkanna Rasayana Kata Tajoshanal Ashu Apavar Shraddha Rati Bhakti. So one progresses from Shraddha to Prema. So how exactly that takes place? Of course, that is very nicely illustrated through the story of Narad Muni. But philosophically speaking also, Srila Prabhupada has explained those points in 4th canto, 9th chapter, 11th verse. That's in connection to Dhruva Maharaj. Again, a good example. How even Dhruva Maharaj, even though he's having darshan of the Supreme Lord, but still he is requesting for association. And that just reminds me of Dhruva Maharaj's gratitude for the association, even at the time of boarding the Vaikuntha airplane. Even the time of boarding the Vaikuntha airplane, there were some sages over there, and so he first offered respects to them, circumambulated them, and then he boarded the Vaikuntha airplane. So in that purport, Srila Prabhupada talks about how devotional service becomes relishable and complete in the association. And then in that he gives that famous analogy of the raw mango. In Srila Prabhupada's mode and mission, focusing a little more on, because this was Srila Prabhupada's mode and mission, and that is remaining within association in ISKCON. So that's also an important aspect. Otherwise, association here, there are so many places association, but association within ISKCON. And of course, there are good references for that. So there's some few additional points. Besides that, Prabhu has already mentioned about some speaking skills that can be slightly improved. Otherwise, we definitely appreciate your endeavors and your nice preparation. Good photographs in your slides. So, thank you very much for a well-prepared presentation. Let's show appreciation to Bhakti. Okay, would like to respond to this.
Thank you so much. Actually, I would like to take care of the points what Guruji mentioned, communication skills, eye contact, and how to present it. Yeah, I mean, I eat some words. I get this feedback.
Maybe you should have some good prasad before now.
Then I will sleep also. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Who goes next? Who goes next?
Actually, the pictures were scheduled were not.
So you were scheduled today and then you did yesterday. So then who was in your place?
Anand Jainam who got things back, but today also he did not. He's having some
So then Siddharth Prudent and someone. And Gaudiya Vaishnava?
he is out of station.
Is out of station. Not Siddharth Prudent, fine.
I think we can nominate.
Huh?
There are some devotees who are prepared.
If somebody is prepared, fine. So maybe we can request those who are scheduled for tomorrow, because if something is scheduled for tomorrow, they should be prepared by today at least, isn't it? So who's scheduled for tomorrow? One Purnamurthy group. Huh? Still in progress. Tomorrow.
Topic was clear yesterday only.
Oh, come on. And who's Paramanand Rajkumar group?
Actually, His Holiness Lokanath Maharaj is there in Bangalore. So Vaini Madhapo, Paramanand, like all those people, means they're when anyone wants to go, like what to do, like exactly at this time, Guru Maharaj is coming.
So, I'm ready for a nice topic. Qualifications of the speaker.
I remember in one Bhagavatam reading session, like impromptu he gave that session. Like amazing it was.
And Yoga Prabhu, this is also not too far off. Today is Tuesday, Thursday is not far. See here, all Maharaj is sitting here.
Difficult topic.
What is so difficult? Hey, your topic is not here only. What's your topic? That's the active.
But I know he is prepared. I know. Since 1 month he is prepared. 1 month. I think last time also you gave over preparation. It's already reached 2 kilometers notes.
Suffering of the child in the womb. Very simple. You just read all those verses.
He has got more preparation though actually.
Don't have to refer to all the scriptures on the planet. And what about Vaibhav? You have to prepare. Everyone does last minute. Okay, what is it? I think the Prabhuji seems to be prepared.
He can go.
See from his body language, this is obvious. You want to give? You'll get some grace marks.
Okay. Speak something.
So anyway, you decide if you have something in your laptop, some prepared materials, and then you want to speak, then speak. Anyway, you will give you some 10 minutes. In the meantime, we'll take a break. You want to try? Huh?
I can try if you instruct me.
No, I'm not. I'm just suggesting. Your free will. So this whole schedule seems to be something needs to be done at those times. So tomorrow you're ready, right? Who's ready tomorrow?
I'll tell him to.
And what about this new event, Parmanu Raskumar? What about tomorrow? Will you be ready?
I'm not sure. Yesterday was the event.
See, if everything goes, everything will go for a toss. Schedule has to be proper. Call Siddharth, call him and find out what's happening. Or we'll have to make a new schedule altogether.
No, Paramahansa is not there. No, means today he was not there. I'm not sure if he will be there. Okay. So just call Paramahansa and check if he is. No, these had already reached out, it seems, so they do not be available. And there was nobody else who could take this slot. So all others have, they have not, few changes have not happened, like for devotees who have reached out. So that is taken care. So these devotees also, he was knowing that, 2 days before yesterday, they told that they will not be able to. So that he could not find any replacement.
So he is doubtful, and then somebody else is doubtful.
No. Anandpur, Gaudi Vaishnava, so that is the doubt.
So he is going to check about Parmanu. And because if other somebody here can be requested now itself for tomorrow.
For tomorrow.
Instead of Parmanu, if he is.
Anyone else would like to take this tomorrow? Huh? You can take tomorrow, Sadhu 7 to
Even more time anyways. Because he is busy anyway, this Parmanu, so he can be requested next week or something. Okay, then day after is Yugal Kishore Prabhu, Pran Govind Prabhu,
Prana Govind is over here.
and Pranjay Prabhu. Huh?
I'll start. I'll be out of city on Friday.
Uh-huh.
So I can do it on Thursday.
On Thursday. So maybe Pran Govind Prabhu you can swap, no?
Prana Govind is.
Okay.
So we'll request Pran Govind Prabhu. So this is Raghavendra Prabhu. In your place on Friday, we'll give Pran Govind. So here's one extra day for me. Okay, then on Friday, it's Rajasthan approved. अरे कुछ तो बोलो
Okay.
Sometimes we have to give it.
Ram going through and then Mallikarjun through.
Yesterday he came. He should be there.
Okay. And then Monday is Sadhu Sevan through. So then on Monday we'll give Parmanand through. Because by that time his and on Monday is Shashmundar. Okay. So when you want to do this? Oh, you're saying you can do it today? Okay. So, how much time? No, okay, there's no other speaking. What about, so you can give now?
But he has to give this week because next week, we have to go to Ujjain.
Why not give today? So you want a change, huh? So,
Friday.
okay, Friday, you go, you start preparing. So,
20 minutes devotees can take prasadam.
you can write.
Try, no.
So, Radhanath yours was on Tuesday, say. So you'll go on Tuesday. So Monday is settled. So Monday is Parmanand Pro, Shashimukh. Then Shashimukh Pro is doing today, na?
Today. And that time we get
Okay, now who's left?
I can give you Monday.
You can give on Monday. Okay. So in place of Shashimukh Pro. Okay, so Monday is Padmanand Prabhu, Vaibhav Krishna Prabhu, Siddharth Prabhu. I asked him yesterday, he said you. So and Tuesday is Radhanath Prabhu, Sudhir Gopal Prabhu.
Tuesday.
And then now in place of Vaibhav Krishna Prabhu, then who goes?
No.
Now, only Mr. Venudari Prabhu is on the last day. So then, okay, so today, okay, Gaudiya Vaishnava Prabhu was supposed to give today. So where that will be on Tuesday.
Tuesday will be good for me. Still Sunday, Maharaj.
And then last day, these three should be okay, right? Veni Madhavu, Venudari.
When Mother is fine. No. Oh, yeah. Cannot do now.
Now where is it?
He is with Maharaj.
Next week he is also traveling. So basically in this
I think next time only he should be good.
Okay. And Venudari is on Saturday.
Okay, so hope this schedule will work. You can understand? You can understand about this.
Breakfast खत्म करने से पहले breakfast
Whatever. So, what
it
time
will
we
save
can?
time as well.
So, what time we can start? 8:30 will start.
20 minutes will be good.
You can tell the. Center is talking about mixed devotional service. So, in your devotional service, there are number of verses. So, that can be the main highlight. And whatever few things are there in other chapters, you can essentially take those. But as the main thing, because the nature of pure devotional service and comparing with mixed devotional service, that's elaborated in the 20. So that is
So this is like one off topic. The relationship of these diagrams with sugar.